Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do how to grab the MFT. So the MFT is the master file table, which stores every file that's written and removed from Windows. This will help us prove that the something32.exe was on the system and potentially when it was executed. So what we're going to look for is a prefetch file within the MFT. Before we start, we're going to need a tool called Ftk Imager, which will help us grab that MFT file. So just within search, just look for Ftk Imager. It's created by Access Data. So once we connect to this website, shouldn't take this long. All right, here we go. So Access Data. Let's go Forensics Toolkit. Let's go back. Actually want the 4.2.0. Here it is. Okay, yeah. So Ftk Imager 4.2.0. You're going to have to put some information in here. It doesn't have to be your actual information, but you are going to need an email address. They will then provide you a link. You can click on that link and it will download Ftk Imager for you. I've already gone ahead and done that. So in my downloads folder, Ftk Image is here. So I'm going to run it up. It's going to go through the install process the first time. Accept the license agreement. Install. Just click through all the defaults. And I want to launch Ftk Imager. Cool. So this is Ftk. It can be used for disk and memory. Disk forensics in general. So we can add evidence items. You can capture. So I've done another demo where I show you how to get registry files. So that's how you do it here. And we can put it in a destination folder. So I guess I just added all attached drives there. You can go add evidence item and select one drive at a time. So this is our actual Windows 10 machine at the moment. And what I'm looking for is the MFT file. So it usually exists within the root directory within C. And as you can see, it's just here. It's quite a large size. So I want to go right click, export. Let's chuck it on the desktop, but let's make a new file and call it evidence. If I can spell it, evidence. And go OK. So let's double check that we got that. So we have the evidence file here. And I want to make sure I can see hidden files. Okay. So I had this issue before. And there it is there. It just didn't work because I didn't have the folder created the first time, I think. But it's made a copy of the MFT at that point in time. So if we add more files, the MFT, we won't see it in this MFT because we've just made a copy. And it's now a static file rather than a live file. This isn't a type of file that we can readily use. So I'm going to use another tool to parse this and it will turn it into a CSV file so we can open it up in something like Microsoft Excel and view it. So the tool for that I'm going to use is another one that I've downloaded. And this is MFTE commands. This is from a gentleman named Eric Zimmerman. He creates quite a lot of forensics tools. And I'll just show you where to get this. I'll switch to Google. It's a little bit easier. And I look for Zimmerman tools. He has his own GitHub. You can download all of these tools in one hit. There is a button where you can just download all of these tools, but the one that we're using is this one. So it'll parse MFT, boot, J, SDS, like a whole bunch of hidden files that are system-based for us. But we're only concerned for the MFT in this one. So that's where I got it from. Now that you're in downloads, you can do this little trick. So just go command, and we're now in that directory where MFT command is. So if I go this, press tab, autocomplete, tac H, this will show me my help options. All of these tools give you these nice examples. So the file to process, if we don't give it a output directory, it'll just output it from wherever this is being run from. So in this case, it'll be just in the downloads one. So let's do that. Tac F, and then C uses I am let's just check. DIRC uses that's right. I'm the IE user on this machine. And then this would be in the desktop, and then evidence. And there's the file there. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this. And then let's now and $. Let's double check. Evidence just has the one. Yep. And let's run this. So it's telling me that I need to provide some extra stuff. So let's go CSV and dot. The dot will just mean drop it into the directory that we're currently in. So it looks like it should run fine. It gave us a warning that we weren't in an administrative command prompt, which may be an issue. So let's check that. So it's outputted as a CSV file. I don't have Excel on this machine, so I'm just going to drag if I can. Of course, it's not letting me. So let's copy this and drop it into our shared folder. And we now have it on the machine. And let's open this with Excel. And I don't have Excel on this machine either. So that's all right. Another tool that Zimmerman does have, which I have all these tools here that we can use, is Timeline Explorer. So Timeline Explorer is pretty much built to parse all these files. So now that we have it here, it doesn't like very large files. So it looks like it wants the original one. Cool. So let's delete that. We've got Timeline Explorer. And let's extract this here. So it looked like it needed a whole bunch of other files to run. And then we should be able to open the output CSV. So this file is quite, this program, sorry, is quite memory intensive. So when you do have larger folders, you'll see the memory spike. It may crash your VM, which is not great. But it has a lot of this stuff where you can use power filters to search for things. So let's just try something 32. Once again, this will be quite memory intensive, so we'll see if this works or whether it just crashes. Awesome. So as we can see here, because we haven't parsed the i30 file either, it won't show deleted files. So if we had deleted something 32, this actually wouldn't show up in the MFT because you need to push them together into the one file. But we do know that it currently exists within users iUser downloads. We saw that. The other thing that we see here is the Windows prefetch, something 32. So a prefetch file on Windows, it'll show that something's been executed, and the time that's associated with the file will tell you when that file was executed. So last modified time. So our system time here is the 25th of January, and we're currently at 1716. So let's see if we can match that up to times. May actually have to parse the prefetch to get this. Or it could be that I haven't set, made sure in the time differences, MFT command, because it's pulling the MFT, is pulling potentially UTC time. So my timings could be off. So whenever you're using a forensics machine, you should always have it set to a UTC time. I'd need to check what my system time is at the moment, and that could be why I have the difference. So here I can prove that execution happens, my timing doesn't match up, but I need to check for shift in timing or which time zones I was in, and that would show it. But if someone came to us and say, hey, can you show that something 32 is on the system? We can see that it's still on the system, it hasn't been deleted yet. We can also see that it was executed because of the prefetch file. And this exists because it was executed. I'm going to leave it here. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm happy to cover off on some more forensics artifacts. I have a GitHub page that shows some basic tools and how to acquire things, and I'm going to continually add to that to show different ways you can go as a forensic analyst. And I guess the one other thing I'll show is if you want to improve your skills and continue forward, there's a fair few websites you can go to. I'll just try and remember some off the top of my head. So Hack the Box is a great one. They have forensics challenges. They have, their big thing is penetration testing for different machines. They have Linux and Windows machines. If you are very new to Linux itself and you want to improve some of your command line skills, you can go Over the Wire. Oh, not this one. They have a whole bunch of different challenges, but Over the Wire, they do war games. Bandit is a great one that I started on. It was fantastic. From another one is the Sans Holiday Hack Challenge, which just finished. They have a whole bunch of stuff. So the 2019 has just done, you can do the past challenges. This will test your skills in a whole range of areas, and it's quite great. And if you want to get into forensics, I would say that the CFRED's hacking case, yeah, Seafarers project. So it's created by NIST. They do a whole bunch of standards. Yeah, hacking case. They have a whole bunch of other stuff. I believe the hacking case is just a memory image. So you'll get to learn some skills with what's a tool called volatility, which parses memory structures that you can grab. A good VM to use for that is the Sift machine. So that's put out by Sans. So Sift VM Linux. Let's try this. If you do a Sans course, you can get a Windows version of this. If not, you can only get the Linux version for free. And it runs on Ubuntu and has an ISO file. Yeah, so that's what I suggest if you want to get started. Hopefully this has helped you get into it, show you how to use virtualization software, where to get some VMs. Hopefully you're not too afraid to get into this kind of thing. And the community is always here to help and always show you how to do the next step. But good luck, and I hope you've had fun watching these videos.